Hi, this is R.J. Hammond of FAIR's Government Relations Department, and I'm joined in studio by my colleague, FAIR's Research Director, Matt O'Brien. Matt recently joined FAIR after serving as Chief of the National Security Division within the Fraud Detection and National Security Directorate at USCIS. And on the phone with us, we have a special guest, and that's Congressman John Culberson. Congressman Culberson represents Texas' 7th Congressional District and serves on the House Appropriations Committee, where he chairs the Commerce, Justice, and Science Subcommittee. In his capacity as subcommittee chairman, Congressman Culberson has worked tirelessly to deny federal funds to dangerous sanctuary city jurisdictions. He has also introduced numerous bills to strengthen America's immigration enforcement at the border and throughout the United States. Congressman Culberson, thank you so much for joining us.
It's good to be with you.
All right,
and I appreciate the great work that FAIR does, by the way. You do a superb job of educating the public on this administration's refusal to enforce existing law, and that's the secret. Just enforce the law we've got, and you will solve a world of problems right away.
Absolutely, and we appreciate that. So today we'll be discussing a recent Department of Homeland Security Inspector General report that yielded some pretty shocking findings. So I'm going to kick that over to Matt to ask the first question.
Congressman, thank you for being with us today. As RJ mentioned, the DHS Inspector General revealed that nearly 900 individuals from special interest countries were granted citizenship despite having a final deportation order under another identity. Can you shed some light on the Inspector General's report and how you reacted to the findings?
Well, the report's really disturbing, and it's just unacceptable that Homeland Security has not digitized these fingerprint files. And the effect of this is to endanger all of us. These people were in the Inspector General's report makes it clear that these people, at least 858 aliens without fingerprints in the database, they had final orders of deportation, and they became naturalized citizens. They'd obviously lied. They had obviously, many of them used another identity. They were absolutely scheduled to be deported, and yet the bureaucracy is so incompetent and so fouled up that they gave these individuals United States citizenship, the greatest privilege on the face of the earth, and it's just unacceptable. And so I filed legislation to deal with it and deal with it rapidly.
Does anyone have any idea how deep this problem goes? Is it limited to the 900 individuals referenced in the report, or does it appear to be a broader problem?
I'm confident it's a much bigger problem because there's about 148,000 paper fingerprints on aliens who have final orders of deportation or criminal records that are still not digitized and are not in the electronic database or the FBI's database. So the problem is much bigger than these 858. Remember, these are the aliens from countries that are of particular concern. The countries like, Afghanistan or Algeria, North Korea. These are individuals from countries where we know there's either a history of terrorism or criminal activity. This is just the tip of the iceberg. I think the problem is far larger because we've got 148,000 paper fingerprints that have not been digitized, and my legislation would compel the agency to immediately digitize all those paper fingerprints, stop all further naturalization proceedings until these fingerprints are digitized. And my legislation, third, requires the Department of Homeland Security to notify DOJ on any of these individuals who have either used another identity or made a material misrepresentation of fact in attempting to enter the United States. And when Department of Homeland Security notifies DOJ under existing law that an alien has lied, used another identity, then the Department of Justice has no option. Current law on the books for decades says Department of Justice shall initiate deportation proceedings against that alien. And so my legislation would compel existing law to be enforced immediately.
Yeah, now, the legislation that Congressman Culberson's referencing is H.R. 6198. Currently has about 7 co-sponsors. Thank you so much for joining us today, Congressman Culberson. And we really encourage all of our listeners out there to go to Congressman Culberson's website, culberson.house.gov, to learn more about H.R. 6198, as well as his efforts to stop sanctuary cities. So thank you very much again for joining us today, Congressman.
Well, good to be with you, and thank you to FAIR for all the great work you do to shine a bright light on the problems of an uncontrolled border, uncontrolled immigration, and the importance of enforcing existing law. FAIR does a great job, and I'm proud to be with you.